Buh Wo War is a meme that has gone viral in recent years. I believe you would immediately come up with the British accent once you pronounce it. It is a meme representing humor associated with British accents, which also highlights the characteristics of their regional speech. However, do you know that people in the same city would speak in different ways? In London boroughs, we can tell a person's background just by the way they speak. Throughout this investigation, we are going to shed light on the differences between different dialects in London and how a people's identity shapes their way of speaking, including their social class, age, and gender. In this investigation, we utilized some journal articles regarding the aspect of sociolinguistics and books from the online library. We took the journals Cockney Past and Present, Dialect Social Class, the Handbook of Language and Gender as samples. Data were extracted from their findings, for example, the differences between various social classes' speaking patterns, the group that pronounced variant R, and final R gender that speaks often in Cockney and slang. This research has facilitated us to investigate the factors that affect people speaking in different dialects and establishing various speaking patterns. In terms of content analysis, we took a British crime comedy Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels as a sample. We examined the pronunciation of the characters, speaking to observe their genders and background. In the whole movie, we focus on a character called Eddie. We extracted a dialogue from the movie and observe his spoken language. We utilized the content analysis to examine the dialect spoken by the working class in London. The investigation result will be revealed in the following paragraphs. In the London boroughs, there are multiple dialects spoken, including the received pronunciation, RP, Multicultural London English, MLE, Cockney Estuary, English Patois, and slang. For the Estuary English, its pronunciation combines the RP and the MLE. It shares a similar lexical base with slang. When looking at the received pronunciation, it is more of a standard English, just like the Queen's English. In the BBC, the pronunciation is very distinct and standardized. For example, the word car is often pronounced as ka. Their sound is usually silenced. It is often spoken in central London, as it gathers the most educated people and upper social class. People tend to pronounce words in a formal way to express their professions and identities. However, the Cockney accent is opposed to the standard English. In the content analysis of the movie Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, we examine the character Eddie's way of speaking. I'm just popping down the apples and pears for a pint. This is a dialogue spoken by the character Eddie with his strong Cockney accent. The movie portrayed that he was struggling with his financial issues, and obviously, he belongs to the working class in East London. The phrase apples and pears showcased the characteristics of the rhyming features of the Cockney accent and reflected the language that the working class in East London used. In addition to local differences, London dialects also vary among different social classes. Social classes can be classified from the economic level and status level into lower class, working class, middle class, and upper class. Upper class Londoners tend to use more standard forms of English like Multicultural London English and British English. They will avoid speaking slang and non-standard English. Therefore, their pronunciation will be clearer, without an obvious accent, and they will not omit the final sounds of words. The lower working class in London speaks the more traditional dialect of Cockney, which is the most despised of non-standard English because it is a vulgar language. In terms of accent, according to surveys, the working class and the upper class have different pronunciations of the final in English. The working class would pronounce in, and the upper class would pronounce ing. For instance, walkin' and walking, cookin' and cooking, and talkin' and talking. Ing is the standard English pronunciation, while in is the Cockney accent. Different social classes live in different environments and have contact with different people and situations, so they have their own social circles. People of the upper class will use standard English in formal situations, using more polite, correct grammar and professional vocabulary to show others their knowledge, talents, and respect for others. People from lower classes will use local dialects in informal situations, such as chatting with friends and interacting in the community, to show their intimacy and sense of belonging to the place. Londoners also have different dialects according to age and gender. First, teenagers are regarded as language innovators. with higher levels of education and more exposure to standard English. The elderly are considered conservative and may be influenced by London's traditional culture. Therefore, they are more likely to use Cockney to express their sense of belonging to their area. The survey results show that both the traditional Cockney variant, R and H dropping, are more common in older people, while younger people do not often have these traditional dialect features. For example, older people will say bar as ba, water as wauta, and mother as mova. The result reflects that the London dialect will be more common among older speakers, while younger people will choose standard English. In addition, in terms of gender, London females are more likely to use standard hyper-local forms of language. The standard here refers to the mainstream and popular dialects recognized by society. They believe that reputation is important, and standard language can bring them a higher reputation. Females' caution in pronunciation, grammar, and use of words can help them seek social acceptance. On the contrary, London males want to express their emotions more through words. They often use slang and dialect, speak more directly and vulgarly, and often use vulgar language to express strong emotions like bugger, shit, and fuck. This result shows that females need to use standard English to bring them prestige, while males do not. They only need to use dialect to express their feelings. In conclusion, this sociolinguistic investigation allows us to better understand that the London dialect is used in different ways, whether it is a traditional dialect or a new language, with its own unique aesthetics and meaning. Any dialect spoken in London represents the characteristics of London. Thanks for watching this video. I hope this video can help you learn more about the London dialect.